Oh yeah, how do you like that royalty-free rock music we got?
Hell yeah, royalty-free rock music. We
Royalty-free.
we can't get sued by anyone.
Well, the guy who made it might sue us because I didn't pay him. But
Maybe.
maybe.
Hey, we're not making any money for him to sue us for anyway.
Yes, artist, you can get all of the 1 cent we've made up to this
The
point.
1 cent.
Yeah.
Uh,
WRASSLEBOYS.
Speaking of making no money, we of course during our time away due to budget cuts had to fire various people from the PYH network,
Yeah,
such as
Rocktan is fired.
and as are Duke Nukem and Jonathan Frakes.
Ah, shit, I can't believe Jonathan Frakes got fired.
We had to fire him.
Did you hear what he did? He lied to me.
He lied to you several times.
Total fabrication.
Oh, fabrication. He got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, sadly, due to losing Groove he bought because YouTube's a piece of shit, we no longer can do the Jonathan Frakes jokes.
Yeah.
That's also why we're using royalty-free rock music now for our
That's
intro.
half our fucking content down the drain.
Half our content down the drain. Now all we gotta do is fucking watch Raw and SmackDown again.
Now we just gotta watch Raw and SmackDown. This sucks.
This fucking sucks. Especially since we got to start off with the depressing news of this is the Davey Boy Smith, Davey Boy Smith died around this time.
He did.
So we start off with the Davey Boy Smith Memorial video package, which I believe when we talked about Judgment Day, you pointed out that they didn't do that for the show.
Yeah, they're a little bit late.
Yeah, they were a little bit late. I feel like at this point they didn't have the turnaround speed that they have nowadays.
Where it's just like, he's dead. We already got a video ready.
We are here for Raw, May 20th, 2002, coming from the Pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee. So Jerry Lawler is just so fucking happy.
Yes, the Bass Pro Shops Pyramid.
The Bass Pro Shops Pyramid.
It got sold to the state a little while after this episode came out, and then the state was like, let's make it a pyramid for Bass Pro Shop.
For Bass Pro Shops. If they had sold it earlier, they could have had a fish-based match for this show.
Bait and tackle.
Bait and tackle. So we start off, we think we're going to get Mr. Opening Match RVD.
Yeah.
He's coming out.
So yeah, his entrance hits, he's walking out, and then you see a horribly out of shape Undertaker just kind of jogging aggressively toward him in the background.
He slowly charges at him. It's like you see him standing there, and as soon as he starts moving, it's like, oh my god. He is very slowly charging at Rob Van Dam. It is amazing.
So he ambushes RVD and RVD blades, and he's bleeding everywhere.
He's getting beaten down. At some point, Undertaker yelled, "Ob!
Ob!" I don't know why he shouted "Ob."
We're not. I wasn't sure he did.
Was it into a microphone or?
I don't know. He just he got into the ring and then he just started "Ob!
Ob!"
And we just. Yeah, he beats him down, he leaves him laying out, and then he cuts a promo.
He gon' say what he want to say, and he gon' do what he want to do, because he is the champion. By the way, this is kind of going to be a very awkward episode, because half of the shit that happened, like, a couple months ago, happened... I don't remember anything that happened. I didn't even know Undertaker was the World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, he won a Judgment Day. He beat Hogan. We should have done a recap of the fucking Judgment Day pay-per-view before all of this. I feel like I had thought of that idea and then just didn't suggest it at all.
Whoops.
Okay, hold on. Quick check of the results. Regal beat D'Lo Brown in the Heat match for the European title, which we didn't get to see because they don't release Heat.
They didn't release Heat.
Guerrero kept the IC title over Van Dam. Trish Stratus defended her women's championship against Stacy Keibler. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman beat the Hardys. Austin beat Big Show and Ric Flair. Edge beat Kurt Angle in the hair versus hair match. Triple H beat Jericho in Hell in a Cell. Riko Rikishi won the tag titles. And Undertaker won the Undisputed Championship.
Okay. So Undertaker wants respect. And if anyone thinks that Hogan's going to come tonight, He will not come.
He will not come because he is retiring.
He is retiring, which is something that we laughed at for like the 3-hour period we watched both of these episodes.
Every time it brought up
Hulk Hogan was going to retire.
Like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll believe when Terry Funk retires. Oh shit, that actually did happen eventually. But yeah, Undertaker friends that he's gonna talk whenever he wants, which is like, oh my god, don't friend us with a bad time here, Taker.
I'm gonna talk until I stop.
The whole time,
RVD just slowly recovers in the background.
He is constantly trying to get up and get in, and then Undertaker would just kind of kick him back out of the ring. And like the doctor would be just like, no, get away from him. Eventually, Undertaker declares, I don't care what you're tired of. And we're just like, oh man, we got like a skip 10 seconons button here.
Yeah, it's I don't care if you're tired of hearing me. And I'm just like, skip.
Yep.
There's a third brawl that happens, and he finally chases Undertaker to the back. Or Undertaker just leaves.
Undertaker kind of runs off. The doctors go to check on him. Then Undertaker goes and yells at Ric Flair about the disrespect. Do you see how that guy I beat me up?
Man, that guy who I attacked beat me up, and then I got beat up? Man, this is bullshit. I want a match. And
I want a match.
Flair's just like, okay, yeah, you got it. It's a title match. You got a title match against him. And he's like, it's a title match? I don't want a title match. I want a regular match. And then Ric Flair's like, yeah, exactly. I got you a title match against him. And then Undertaker's just like, why do you... Like, I don't want a title match. I don't want him to have a title match. Book me a regular, normal one-on-one match with RVD. And then Ric Flair's like, yeah, title match.
Basically. And then and then Undertaker punches a painting.
God damn! Just, yeah, he insults a painting.
He punches a painting. And Flair talks with Arn about how he's going to screw over Steve Austin.
He's going to screw over Steve Austin and hope to God he doesn't watch TV.
Does have a monitor to watch in the back. God damn.
You better not be watching that sideways with your neck.
Oh, man. Gonna talk about that.
We got the Hardy Boys.
The Hardy Boys versus the NWO with Big Show, X-Pac in the match. Booker T at ringside.
I forgot they joined the NWO, and I was just watching like, what the fuck? What happened?
It kind of really says the sad state of where the NWO is since February.
Yes. This is Big Show and X-Pac versus the Hardy Boys.
Yes. A fairly standard match. There was a point where like Big Show like clotheslined like Matt, and I genuinely thought, because he was on the apron, and I genuinely thought he was gonna hit a WMD. I feel like I would have popped for it.
I'm going to say a controversial opinion here.
Yes.
Sorry. He was the guy I was talking about previously. Big Show should be in more tag teams.
Big Show has been his best in tag teams.
Like, absolutely, just as a hot tag fucking big dude, running in, beating people up, throwing dudes.
It's where he works best.
And also, he doesn't get winded, and if he needs a break, he can tag back out. And you don't have to deal with Big Show.
Big sweaty Show. Like, you think of, like, Jericho and Show Miz. Yeah. Maybe the Shoguns if you're weird.
Shoguns if you're nasty.
Shoguns if you're nasty. Oh no, Show Dumber if you're nasty, but we'll get to that.
Goldust is Elvis.
Goldust is Elvis. Yeah,
he kind of distracts Booker T and Big Show and the Hardys. The Hardys win, I think.
Yeah, the Hardys win on the distraction. I put in my notes, the fuck are you doing here, Sonny Siaki? Yeah.
And now we got
back to the asylum.
Paul Heyman being gross.
Paul Heyman continuing his run of being a pervert.
I don't know if this is like his idea or someone else's idea, but I don't like it.
I don't like it. He's perving to Trish and showing a good amount of his chest hair that I never needed to see or think about. I didn't know that Paul Heyman had chest hair until now. And it's like, oh, that's gross.
He's just like, yes or no, and I don't like it when people say no. And then he makes a really weird face that was going to be the picture I was going to use until I remembered something else that happened. I just didn't want Paul Heyman's weird creep face on here.
Yes. We cut to some, like, are they just kind of outside now? Like, just in an alley somewhere where the NWO are arguing and Goldust is there?
They're having an argument, yes.
They're having an argument over who's the leader.
Hey, I'm the leader. No, you're not. I am.
X-Pac claims that he has been in the NWO longer, so he's the leader. But if you want to be technical here, in terms of like full longevity of career, the Giant joined before 6, so Big Show has actually been in the NWO longer.
Yeah, Big Show gets seniority, but
Big Show has the seniority here.
I don't think they could decide on it.
Goldust once just says if he could just be allowed to join the NWO, then he could be the leader, which is weird because he wanted Booker T to not be in the NWO earlier.
I think he just wants to be in the same alignment as Booker T. Like, if you're in the NWO, I'm in the NWO, but if you're not, I'm not. You know?
Yeah. They don't really come to any sort of... Oh, wait, no. They decide that they'll have Goldust and Booker T wrestle the Hardys. I think Ric Flair comes out and announces this for them.
Yeah.
Like, Booker T and Goldust will face the Hardys, and if they win, then Goldust is in the NWO.
Talk about stakes.
Steaks.
We got stakes, boys.
And then we have Trish Stratus versus Jacqueline. I don't think this is for the title, is it?
I believe not.
I believe not.
I forgot that Jacqueline has gigantic implants. Jerry Lawler was being a perv about it. The match is alright.
It's the first time where Jay Lawler was horny for Jacqueline, so that's...
They did a wrestle, but like an okay wrestle. I'm not doing the point system, fuck it.
A standard TV wrestle. The point system. I remember how you introduced the point system while also high.
Yeah, most of my ideas while high are bad.
Yes.
Just ignore them.
But at the end of the match, Trish actually upholds the code of honor and gives Jacqueline a handshake.
I think this might have been for the women's championship because I wrote retains.
Maybe.
They tried to do the code of honor and then Brock Lesnar comes out.
Because Paul Heyman is still horny, and this is where it's got like real fucked up and rapey.
Yeah, he's pretty much like, Trish, you're going with me, or you could say no, but Brock likes it when people say no to him because he wants to have his way with her, and that's what he likes.
He's gonna destroy Trish, not sexually, physically. He's gonna just maul her
emotionally,
like he does everyone, not sexually.
Sexually,
but this is basically Paul Heyman committing sexual coercion by threat of physical violence. This is some sort of crime right now.
And now, known respecter of women,
Bubba Ray Dudley is here to help Trish.
Trish, the woman he powerbombed at a previous point.
For a table, yes. No respecter of women. A guy who regularly powerbombed women through a table, Trish included. Bubba gets in Brock's face, but Paul actually talks Brock down from attacking Bubba.
Don't do it!
Very interesting.
Don't do it! He's from ECW.
Back up! Get away! Get away!
Don't! I don't want to tickle him. It's not a sex thing.
It's not a sex thing.
So, they're really trying hard to peddle Judgment Day.
They keep playing the hype package.
the way it worked back then is they wanted to just get they wanted to get the slackers who didn't pay for it the day before and watched like
They
the
wanted you to
reruns.
buy the fucking replay, yeah.
Except I remember they don't even lower the price of the replay most of the time, so you got to drop $50 for a show you know the results to.
Yeah. But they keep playing the hype package, which was cool when they were playing it building up to the show, but when it's after the show, it just kind of feels like...
Also, they included footage from the show in it.
Real way to entice people to watch, to buy the replay.
You know what's another way to entice people to watch the replay?
What?
Make Tommy Dreamer eat hair.
I want to note another problem we've had with Peacock. The closed captions desync. They
line up less often than they don't, or they don't line up at all.
They keep going, like, sometimes it'll just be a delay and then they'll reset, but it just kept happening throughout the show. And yes, we have, as JR put it, Tommy Dreamer is at it again, which...
He's being weird.
Which, given that we watched the Dark Side of the Ring about the plane ride...
So,
oof.
This is about a couple weeks after that plane ride from hell.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, like... Tommy Dreamer, you're in a skit where you're eating hair and drinking disinfectant because he's drinking barbicide, and he's like, look, I'm gonna commit barbicide. Suicide
he also
joke.
licks like shave gel. Wow. By the way, a suicide joke from a guy who once was actually going to commit live suicide. Amazing.
Well, that'll get you kicked off Spotify, that's for sure.
Oh,
one of the things I found out when I came back to Anchor was I had to read the terms of service, and you can't make suicide jokes.
Oh, wait, you can't make jokes about it?
Well, you can't.
Oh, you can't like encourage it.
You can't encourage it. I think you can make jokes about it. You can't sound like you're pro-suicide, I guess is the thing Yeah.
No, I'm pointing out how fucked up it is for Tommy Dreamer to make a suicide joke.
Yeah, okay.
Because I remember the story about him. Did you hear the story?
That he was going to kill Paul Heyman and himself?
At WrestleMania X7, yeah.
That's a normal thing to do.
He was in a very bad place post ECW closing.
I was saying, like, you're in this skit and they're making you eat hair, and you're going to defend this company like they have your back. They have your back like a decade or 2 decades later when they don't even want you in their company.
Yeah.
Is there a game plan here, Tommy?
I just think Tommy Dreamer in that Dark Side of the Ring was just being Tommy Dreamer and just exposing... He was just showing his ass, basically.
I feel like we didn't discuss enough in detail of all the weird fucked up shit that happened on the plane ride from hell, but, go watch that. And
we recommend the Dark Side of the Ring.
We're going to make jokes about Ric Flair, but we're not going to make jokes about the weird shit he did in real life.
Yeah. That was fucked.
Don't show people your dick. That's just a good life rule.
No one wants to see your dick is just a good assumption in life.
I made the joke of, oh shit, Tommy Dreamer's doing COVID disinformation, drinking that disinfectant.
Oh yeah, there you go. Another way we could get kicked off Spotify. We do not believe that disinfectant can cure COVID. We're not stupid. We both got vaccinated.
Yeah, it's just a one-way trip to kidney failure. if you want to drink disinfectant.
I assume, for various reasons, that wasn't real disinfectant he drank.
It was just blue, and he's like, look, my tongue's blue.
It was probably like...
What if they made him drink it for shoot, and then he just went to dialysis, and then came back to Monday Night Raw? And it's like, the things I do for this company.
Oh, God, that'd be fucked. It was probably like Kool-Aid or something.
It's for kayfabe!
What?
I did it for the kayfabe.
You did it for the kayfabe. I don't know why. Your mic's going a little weird where it's like, I think it's noise gating you a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not doing it on anywhere else.
On your... On your end? Okay. Maybe it's just maybe my headset's just being weird about it.
I'm gonna turn off noise suppression on my Discord. There we go. How about
There
that?
you go. That's what it was.
Yeah, they have this thing that like reduces echo, but because I think my microphone has a noise gate on it already, it's kind of like a double noise gate.
So a few of the jokes where you're shouting have been kind of fucked up, but
no,
it's fine.
It's fine on the show.
Okay, it's fine on the show. Excellent.
This is very professional.
We're a very professional production. Speaking of professionals, though, William Regal, the man who wrestled for 2 decades with a broken neck.
Yeah, I found out in an interview that during a match in Japan, when he did like a bridging suplex, he snapped his neck, and like it formed this weird gelatinous lump in his neck that held his neck from his head, or like held his head and neck together, and he just wrestles with that until like NXT era, really Regal, and it's like, you are an absolute madman.
You are the toughest man in wrestling.
What a tough man. What the hell?
Genuinely tough motherfucker.
And he's just like, I woke up and then I can't feel my fingers, and then I'm just like, oh, gotta go wrestle. It's just like, okay.
Okay.
But yes, it's Bubba Ray Dudley versus William Regal for the European Championship. And then I fell into the Tough Enough soundtrack, like, rabbit hole.
We found that, well, because they started advertising the soundtrack for WWE Tough Enough 2, and it's like, wait, there was a fucking soundtrack?
There's a soundtrack.
And we knew we had to look this shit up.
Well, I looked up the first one, and it turns out that was produced by, or that was the label was DreamWorks.
DreamWorks Records, yeah.
Which is a subsidiary of DreamWorks Pictures, which is the guys who made Kung Fu Panda.
Yes. The Tough Enough album is actually, honestly, it's got 2 good starters with Bodies by Drowning Pool and Smooth Criminal by Alien Ant Farm.
Like, Smooth Criminal by Alien Ant Farm is like a really good cover because it does something that I feel like a cover needs to do, of like, 1, it reminds you of the original song, and 2, it's in the style of the band that's doing it. I feel like a lot of bands don't do that, and like when they do a cover, they're just like, hey, I'm going to do a cover, but I'm singing, and it's like, that's not you. You're doing karaoke.
Yeah.
That's not what I think a cover should be. A cover should be like a reinterpretation of the song. And Alien Ant Farm nailed that. Like, absolutely nailed that.
Perfectly. Yeah, that's my fuck you, fight me for the return. The Alien Ant Farm cover of Smooth Criminal is good.
And that'll get you cancer faster than being racist.
Yeah. But yes, then the Tough Enough 2 soundtrack, which has Crushed by Limp Bizkit, Control by Puddle of Mud, Oh Lisa by Weezer, Millionaire by Queens of the Stone Age.
I don't understand what the musical theme of this, because it's got The Bad Touch by Bloodhound Gang.
And Feel So Numb by Rob Zombie.
And it's kind of like butt grunge and some new metal and Rob Zombie.
And Take It by Stained.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck the guy from Stained. He's a piece of shit.
Fuck him. Him and the what the fuck's their goddamn name? The trapped guy, Chris Brown. Not that one.
The other Chris Brown.
Apparently, if you're a Chris Brown, you're an asshole.
We're 0 for 2 on Chris Brown. So if you're a Chris Brown and you're a decent guy, let us know, because we need to we got to figure this out.
You need to balance this shit out.
We need good Chris Browns to balance the shitty Chris Brown.
There is one that is an instrumentalist who does like other people's albums. He's on various like Crash Test Dummies albums. He sounds decent enough.
Also, I remember. Oh, I just figured something out for the Tough Enough soundtrack.
Yes.
Big Mother Thruster is actually Mercy Drive.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
They had a name before Mercy Drive and it sucked.
Terrible. Oh, how about that?
The more you know.
So, the William Regal Bubba Dudley match was a fairly fun match, you know.
Me!
Bubba did dance on him.
Table!
Me, get the table. Bubba did dance on him. He even did like a little tea-sipping motion, like while he was dancing on Regal. Oh yeah, Molly Holly was at ringside for Regal. They kept
he accompanied Molly Holly to the ring.
Yeah.
Or Molly Holly accompanied him.
Yeah, they're keeping up the angle that I really liked from like Pre-Judgment Day. Of
Being
pure
a lady of standard.
Holly. Yeah, lady of standard and English gentleman Regal. It's like, yes. They didn't just have this only last a week. Good.
So Brock pretty much DQs by attacking Bubba Ray.
Yeah, Bubba wins by DQ.
Once the dust clears, Regal hits him with the brass knuckles anyway.
Just insult to injury, really. Or injury to further injury, if you will.
Injury to injury. Adding injury to injury.
Then he and Molly leave and they do like the hooked arm thing. It's like, yes.
They prance off into the night.
Yes. Pretty fun match. Shame it had the DQ finish.
That's fine once in a while, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just don't do it all the freaking time.
Yep.
Where are we now?
I have a note on here that says, JR, I would hardly call that singing.
Oh yeah, Ric Flair comes out, and he does like that one part from My Way by Frank Sinatra,
yeah.
Except
yeah,
it was kind of like a spoken word William Shatner, just like, for mistakes I've had many, but too few to mention.
And more, much more than this. I did it my way.
I showed her my penis. Wait, no, okay.
He's certainly made a few mistakes.
He's made an amount of mistakes.
Then
I got mad about baseball for some reason.
Because he said, Ric Flair said he was going to throw Austin a curveball.
He's going to throw Austin a curveball, and then JR said, give Austin an off-speed pitch. And I would like to establish that the off-speed pitch is typically a changeup. The curveball is a relatively fast ball that breaks. If you want to throw someone a curveball, that's not a changeup, and it's not an off-speed pitch either. Baseball.
Allie knows his baseball. He watches a lot of Secret Basement.
What?
You watch a lot of Secret Basement.
Oh yeah, I do.
Or Secret Base. Why do they call it Secret?
Secret Basement.
That's the Jeff Foos baseball channel.
Hey guys, I'm going to talk about baseball and anime boobs.
It's just got an Ace of Diamond review and nothing else.
Then that's it.
That's it. Oh yeah, Arn said like Ric Flair's got permanent backup.
I've got a gun.
But you thought he had said that he was about to say permanent brain damage?
Oh yes, Ric Flair's got permanent brain damage.
And Lawler kind of sounded confused at the terminology of permanent backup, so I was like, what, did you also think he said permanent brain damage, King?
Stone Cold comes out, he's walking, he's talking, he's mostly walking.
He was not talking at all.
He was refraining from talking.
He didn't say shit. And then the curveball gets thrown. The
Stone Cold gets to say Stone Cold doesn't work today.
Stone Cold gets put on Stone Hold. He's been benched.
You have been benched. You
have been benched. And then we get the Austin does stunners.
I'm gonna punch-ins and stunners and
the kick-ins. And then he goes to leave then comes back and he flips off Arn. It goes to leave. He pours beer on like fucking.
And then Arn spills his brain on the fucking asphalt.
Over the concrete. But like, yeah, it takes forever after he grabs the C-Fighters for him to leave, and it's like, Steve, you could go now.
I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I'm getting my minutes in. I'm paid by the minute.
Beef jerky?
Oh, I fucked up. Megan Feder won't know what happened until the episode. That's fine.
It's fine.
You don't know what I did, but you'll know later.
I'll know. But then Raven shows up on commentary after like a commercial break.
Yeah, Raven's just there.
Raven's just there on the commentary table, and he just spends the entire time shitting on Jerry Lawler. Not literally, but
he drops Trow. Actually, he's wearing a kilt. You don't need to drop Trow to shit on someone.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, he just spends the whole time talking about it's like Jerry Lawler, since you've come back, you've had no passion.
Jerry Lawler, since you came back, it's just tits. It's always just tits.
Just tits. All you talk about is tits. Do you even know wrestling anymore? You're phoning it in, Jerry. Tits. It's like,
remember when Booker T had sex?
Booker T had sex, yeah. No, he didn't have sex. He got interrupted when Goldust showed up.
True. And like he was like, whisper sweet nothings in my ear. I want you to leave the NWO. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. They recapped the hotel segment with the lady that they said looked like Halle Berry, but I'm just like
Valley Harry.
It's
just the weird part is Raven just hangs out. I thought he would leave after this segment, but he hangs out until later.
Yeah. Spends the whole time like dunking on Lawler while we have Hardy Boys versus Goldust and Booker T.
The match that Booker T wanted earlier in the day.
And NWO caused the run in. They distract. They cause a distract. They fuck up Goldust. I think going for a tag.
I think
so. And then Booker T gets rolled up. He gets rolled up by Matt, and then that's the match.
Then they have. Get the car. And then they have an argument in the middle of the ring as the Hardys leave. And pretty much Booker T says...
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh. You forgot something. There was a segment before that. We cut to a bar, Muggs, where Steve Austin and Deborah just immediately go to have a few beers.
Yeah, he is having a few beers.
They just sit down and they get a couple of mugs of beer. He just wanted you to know that Austin drinks beer. Okay, this does lead to more segments, but it was just so weird.
Stone Cold at the karaoke bar.
Then we get the dissension in the ranks. Booker T arguing with Big Show and X-Pac.
Booker T's argument specifically being, man, the NWO's lame because all of you are virgins.
All of you are virgins, which is weird.
Kevin Nash comes out and he's very blonde.
Was he this blonde when we last?
No, I thought he had kind of like light brown hair or like medium brown hair.
Light to medium brown hair. He got really blonded up.
Did he film a thing while he was out injured?
I don't know. I feel like he toured mostly because I don't think this was around the time of the Punisher, right?
Kevin Nash talks about how like the NWO is not what it used to be. And they've been booked like shit.
Yeah, no, I checked. He was not. He was in 2 episodes of a. Oh wait, that wasn't even in 2002. Yeah, no. He wasn't booked for anything. Yeah, he says the NWO's gone to shit. We've been booked terribly. He refers to Big Show as G Money.
Yes, G Money.
But he pretty much says, "I'm the leader, but we gotta get on the same page here. Everybody." Do the wolf pack, the click sign.
Everybody give a little kissy.
Yeah, everyone give a little wolf kissy. You too, Booker T. You in? You want to give a wolf kissy?
No.
But then he does give the wolf kissy. And everything's cool. But I still cry for how...
I thought Booker T got kicked out.
I don't know if... Maybe Booker T got kicked out? I thought he did the wolf kissy with them.
Come on, guys, wolf kiss.
Wolf kissy.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Anyway, that's enough of that bit. We get another segment with Austin where like he gets another beer that's bought for him.
You're drinking beer.
And Deborah gets a teddy bear. And he's like, oh, it's the man at that table. And they turn around and they go, and at the table it's Eddie Guerrero.
He's just chilling.
But Austin's just like, nah, fuck that. I don't want a beer from Eddie Guerrero.
Did you buy a beer for Deborah?
He froze the teddy bear. He's upset.
Yeah.
We get more Raven just shitting on Jerry Lawler. Like, we're supposed to think of him
Stop
as
talking about fucking puppies. Well, he's supposed to be a straw man. That's what they do. That's what they always do in fucking WWE. They'll make a character who's like really easily dismissed argument of the company, and then another guy's like, "Ha,
right.
You're gay."
Yeah, but it's like he's totally right.
Yeah.
Jerry Lawler has not had. He's phoned it in and would continue to phone it in for like decades more.
He has phoned it in for years.
For years, man. Jerry Lawler shoots back that the last time he saw something like Raven, it was in a toilet or something.
I poop ECW wrestler.
So it's like King, I think you need to see a doctor.
So Raven's like, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna fight you if you really don't think, or if you really are gonna ignore my opinions. And then like Jerry Lawler's in his tights,
holding his fucking standing with his crotch just like in the air,
facing crotch forward into Raven's position. They're gonna have a Raven versus Jerry Lawler match, and at some point they discuss Snickers Cruncher. I feel like we've talked about Snickers Cruncher before.
I don't remember it. All I could find is that it's just Snickers with peanut butter. Or Snickers with peanut.
I was gonna say, I think it's just it's either Snickers with peanut, or Snickers but with like the wafer that you can get in like a Kit Kat bar.
Yeah, I think it's peanut. I think I looked it up and it was like, oh, it's got peanut in it. Okay.
Crowd chant, Raven's gay.
Oh, we're not there yet. We first got another cut to the Austin stuff at Muggs, where he's getting pissed, and Deborah just says, "Oh, go up to the stage and sing a song." And he goes up and says, "You want me to sing? All right, I'll go sing." And he goes up, and then Eddie immediately slides smoothly into frame. He's like, "Oh no, I got this essay. I'll sing." It's like, "No, I want to sing."
Her face is kind of funny. Her hair's kind of funny. Her smile. Just trying to think of something Stone Cold.
Love grows from my rosemary coast. We're talking away. What? I don't know what I'm about to say. I'll say it anyway. What?
Bubblegum pop with Stone Cold.
I put down the fantasy bookie of how about we sing a duet?
You'll be ebony and I'll be ivory.
Because
I'm the whitest thing here.
That doesn't make sense. I'm Mexican, is it? Anyway, then we get Raven versus Jay Lawler, which is, this is where the crowd just starts up a Raven's gay chant.
Jim Ross talks about having barbecue sauce in his pants.
This is where we see a sign in the crowd, and while we have retired sign of the night,
we have retired sign of the week.
But show me Dumper is a really good sign.
Show me Dumper.
Show me Dumper. Hell yeah. Also, there was a sign that's like and then it's like a Dixie, like Dixie, my Dixie wrecked, and it's like, God damn it.
Haha, penis.
It's a joke.
I believe Eddie breaks a beer over Stone Cold's head.
Oh yeah, that's after Raven pretty much takes a count out loss.
Yeah.
Standard Jerry Lawler match, really. But yeah, we didn't see Austin sing. We were wondering, did something get cut?
It might be.
They might have cut it. Which is just sad. Yeah, Eddie like smashes a beer bottle right into Austin's neck and he just lays there. I feel like they're building up to Austin Eddie in some way.
I think.
And I would not be... I feel like that doesn't happen. Like, I remember that was kind of like a what could have been kind of moment of like, man, imagine how great Austin versus Eddie would be as a feud, but it ended up not happening.
Yeah.
Sad. But then we get our main event, Rob Van Dam versus The Undertaker for the Undisputed Championship.
This match wasn't bad.
I was expecting a total, like, just Undertaker giving
Undertaker
Rob
just
nothing.
really slowly punching him and like no selling his offense.
But he let Rob get a lot in.
He did.
There was a really cool, like, kind of, like, Rob gets Undertaker on the barricade. He's gonna do that leg drop he does, but like Undertaker kind of just like slides out under it, and Rob just kind of plants out like on the other side of the barricade. And it was like, that's really slick.
Yeah, RVD's really good. I feel like he needs way more attention than he gets.
Yeah, but yeah, they get a pretty solid back and forth going here. It's not as plotting as most Undertaker matches were around this time.
You know, I was thinking about the turning point for Undertaker because when it comes to work rate, Undertaker blew until like 2004 when he suddenly lost 30 pounds and was like, oh shit, this Undertaker's like really good. And then that Undertaker sort of like erased all the memories of Undertaker previously for people when, like, let's say 1992, like 1993 Undertaker. Oh.
Yeah.
Just not just very gently walking around, just be like, ugh. No.
You know, the match is going good until the Dusty finish.
Yeah, RVD gets like a significant advantage going, pins him. Undertaker gets his foot on the rope at the count 3. And then Ric Flair comes out and restarts the match because his foot was on the rope.
And then Taker hits a really dangerous looking ride. It's a really dangerous looking last ride with the way he's got like Rob's like singlet on him.
Yeah,
like he's kind of
because he usually grabs him by the belt.
Yeah, but because Rob doesn't have a belt, it just looks like he's kind of like slipping away from Undertaker's grip, and it's like, whoo, this is dangerous.
Very sketch last ride.
Very sketch last ride. He retains, and then as we're watching like Ric Flair head like up the ramp, someone from the crowd just belts him with a water bottle.
Yeah, he just gets fucking like a water bottle thrown at him, and it bounces off his fucking face.
Square in the forehead. It was an amazing shot.
Don't do that.
Don't do that, but also, holy shit, that was good. But yeah, that was Raw.
Raw was okay.
Raw was okay.
It had a really bad middle part.
It had a really bad middle part, yeah.
And then we go to SmackDown, where my notes suddenly decrease in quality.
Yes, I feel like I'll have to carry a bit of the show on this end, but we're coming from the Bancorp South Arena in Tupelo, Mississippi.
Tupelo, Mississippi? Where the fuck is that?
Mississippi.
Shut up.
We get another replay of the Judgment Day fucking hype package. Did you fucking watch Judgment Day? Did you?
You better.
Buy the fucking replay.
Buy the replay. It's $40.
And we get what I thought was going to be an opening Triple H promo, but turns out to be an opening Triple H match as he faces off against Lance Storm.
It is a Triple H opening match against random-ass Lance Storm.
Fucking Lance Storm.
Who has nothing to do with Triple H in any capacity whatsoever.
He starts talking about how barbaric he was in the Hell in a Cell and shit. And I guess if you want to make an argument, this makes sense because Lance Storm is buddies with Chris Jericho.
Canadians.
Although that's not played up. Yeah, Canadians.
Canadians.
Tag partners, the Thrill Seekers.
This match was actually like really good.
I was fully expecting a squash out of this.
I was expecting Triple H being like, I gotta look strong, and I gotta make sure that I look like I'm a champion material. But no, fucking Lance Storm, mid-card ass Lance Storm, like he busted open Triple H's old wound from Hell in a Cell, and like
he got
so much offense in, and Triple H actually looked like an underdog for a while.
Yeah,
and like it was legit.
It was a hella legit match.
If you're bored, like go find this. This is actually pretty good.
Hell yeah. It also goes on for a good amount of time too.
Yeah, they gave him some time.
Yeah. Like
which is really impressive in like Ruthless Aggression, where every match is like 1 minute 45 seconds.
Yeah. And especially for Lance Storm, a guy who I feel like they never really had any faith in. For him to get this much work
it just made me think that they looked at Lance Storm was like, oh wait, this guy can wrestle.
Yeah. I think at one point, like, Hunter goes for a pedigree, Lance, like, slips out and then super kicks him.
Yeah, he has a really good super kick.
He has a really good super kick.
He does that super kick where you jump back before you do it, and it makes it look super impactful.
Yeah. Should we have also fined him $300?
Oh yeah, sorry, Lance. We're gonna have to go on to Figure 4 Daily and fine you $300.
$300, man. Pay up. $600. I think he did it twice. So
he did 2 super kicks. That's illegal.
600. You slap the leg twice. Pay up.
Triple H wins, but I feel like Lance Storm got a lot out of that.
He got a lot out of it.
That's what you need. Like with a recent episode of Rampage, Wheeler Yuta lost, but he looked like a badass. And that's all you need sometimes.
Also, Triple H did like my favorite style of pedigree, where there's kind of like a jump back to it.
Yeah, it looks like he's kind of slinging you back. He's kind of like slinging you with him.
Yeah, and that's a good pedigree.
Also, it gives you more time to get your hands out in front of your face, so that's also good. I don't like it when it just looks like he's trapping you in his thighs.
Also, I think Triple H even had to crawl a little bit to get the full like pin.
Yep.
So hey, really nice. That good starting match. And then we cut
Christian's
to
talking to a Kurt Angle from the neck down.
Yes, the camera work. It's weird to have good camera work.
It reminds me of like in Metal Gear Solid 2 when Raiden's like captured and stripped naked, and like every camera angle is perfect, so you never see his penis.
Yeah, so they're keeping Kurt's head like perfectly out of frame, so you don't see him bald, or as it turns out, not actually bald. But we'll get to that. But Kurt's kind of like, or Christian's kind of like giving Kurt a bit of pep talk.
It's not that bad. It's fine. You'll be fine. It looks good. It looks good, actually.
They won't be chanting you suck. They'll be chanting you're baldly handsome and great.
SpongeBob clip of him shouting bald. Bald.
But yeah, so that's setting up for fun later on in the show. Then we get to Stacy coming up. I think Stacy comes up to
test, who's like getting ready for something.
Well, he's not getting ready for something. She has a job for him. Orders from Mr. McMahon that he won because whoever it was, I think it was Bob Holly or Lance or somebody couldn't make an example of Randy, so Test is being sent.
It might have been Bob Holly because he got like 2 matches out of him.
Yeah. And Tess is just like, yeah, I'll make an example of Randy Orton. But first, and then he just like pulls Stacy in and starts making out with him. It's like, hell yeah. Tess getting you some.
As long as they're both cool with it, yeah.
Stacy's body language definitely said she's cool with it. And I think
a lot taller than I thought.
she don't have those legs for nothing, dude. But yeah, because Tess is a tall boy, and she closely reaches around his neck. I want to note that I think this was a time where Tess and Stacy were actually, like, dating.
They might have. It's possible. A lot of people
Yeah.
dated a lot of people in wrestling. It's very
I
interesting.
think there was a story like Stacy had read like one of Foley's books, maybe the first one, maybe a later one, where he was just constantly ribbing Test in it, and she felt bad for him, and that's why they started dating. Which is kind of sweet. But now we get to the good shit.
Kurt Angle totally has hair.
Kurt Angle totally has hair. He got supplements.
He got supplements and it just went. He went to Bosley and that shit came right back.
So yeah, Kurt Angle comes out wearing a wig that has been secured with like a wrestling like headpiece,
Wrestling
like
headgear, yeah.
Yeah, wrestling
and
headgear.
I forgot about this phase of Kurt Angle.
It's so good.
And he just talks about how, like, miraculously my hair came back over one night.
In less than a week.
Behold my glorious hair.
Hey, I still followed through with the match and got my head shaved, but I grew my hair back. I even grew it out a little bit more.
Check out my hairline. And then Maven comes out.
Maven comes out wearing a shirt that he and Mark Henry both wear tonight.
Is that like an I don't have a merch shirt?
I think so, because it's a shirt that says, put a little smackdown on it.
Like a baby.
Like a baby. Rikishi is on this show, so that makes sense.
Maven's just like, embrace the bald. Give in to the bald.
In continuing the theme of putting Maven with main event guys in the hopes of getting him over, but I feel like this works a little bit better. Maven has more of a reason to be here, because he's a bald dude telling Kurt Angle it's okay to be bald.
You can be bald if you want to be bald.
And Kurt's just like, I'm not bald, I have hair.
I have hair. The supplements worked.
But yeah, this causes a bit of a... oh, wait, no. Maven, I think, tries to grab the headgear off.
Yes.
And Kurt just suplexes him for it.
Kurt suplexes him for it, and then someone else comes out.
The Canadians come out. Edge and Christian both come out to support their respective boys, I guess.
On this tag team, a bald guy and a Canadian with blonde hair.
Yes.
And on this team, a bald guy and a Canadian with blonde hair.
Excuse you, Kurt Angle isn't bald.
Yeah.
He has hair. He used his supplements. But now we get Test versus Randy Orton. Like, I think there's a commercial break, but... Oh yeah, there's definitely a commercial break because we cut back and Stacy's just on the table doing like a lap dance.
Stacy's on the table doing a butt dance at Taz. And Taz is just like, oh, I got a boner.
Oh, damn.
My penis.
Yeah,
and then...
My Dixie's wrecked.
And then, like, Michael Cole's like, but what about my penis?
Yeah.
And then she says that, and then Taz says that was an order from Mr. McMahon to give Taz a booty dance. give Taz a booty dance.
Give Taz a lap dance.
That was just strange.
I'm gonna rewatch you making out with Taz.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's Randy Orton versus Test.
Randy Orton versus Test. Which also goes on for a lot longer than I expected. And it's just so many, like, roll-ups and, like, false finishes.
Yeah, Orton's got, like, the rookie moveset of just, like, lots of pins and being fast and doing drop kicks.
Doing backslides and roll-ups.
Yeah.
It
was a very particular style, and you'll see more of it when, like, Garrison Cade comes around. And...
Oh my god, Garrison Cade.
And a lot of the rookies in like 2003, 2004.
Yeah. But Test, after hitting just damn near everything at him except for the big boot. Oh, excuse me. He lands a test drive and wins!
Gets him with the test drive, gets a pin, wins.
Yeah!
Match was decent.
Hogan's
still gonna retire. No.
Undertaker talks.
I will kill Hulk Hogan.
If he's gonna kill Hulk Hogan, we get a recap of Raw. then we have Rico talking to Billy and Chuck and saying,
I gotta
like,
say, Undertaker is so fucking whiny.
God,
It's
his
not
character
cool.
sucks.
He doesn't look cool. He looks like a pussy.
He's a bitch.
No one respect me. Everyone in the back respect me, but not him.
God damn. This makes a lot of his shoot interviews just make a lot more sense.
Billy
I
and
think.
Chuck complain that Rico's the tag team champion.
Oh yeah.
And then Rico's just like, it
it.
doesn't look good on me. I don't like it. It's
Rico.
I got no
that's
outfits
mean.
that match with it. And I'm just like, come on, man. You know black goes with everything. You could wear black.
But man, that's on you that your attire doesn't match with the gold. You gotta do some clothes shopping, Rico.
You are the man who has the most drip in like 2002 WWE.
You were dripped the fuck out.
Yes, you were
dude.
dripped the fuck out. Learn to like improvise.
You gotta just do some clothes shopping. You're making champion money now.
Oh yeah, Rikishi's also making that champion money.
Yeah. But yeah, he says, he's on their side. He's going to prove it to them and all that. They leave on good terms. And Jericho we cut to Jericho kind of walking the halls, asking Farouk for help. He needs protection.
Yeah, I forgot about this segment.
Farouk's just like, oh, you want to hire me for protection?
Hey, I don't
Farouk,
got Bradshaw with me.
Farouk, you're wearing a shirt that says protection on it.
Stop wearing that if you don't want to offer protection.
But Jericho's got a match, but he's banged up from Hell in a Cell.
Banged up, and the match is against Mark Henry.
And he's just like, I just need somebody to just like watch my back. And Farouk's just like, here's something you can pay attention. And then he leaves. And then Mark Henry comes to the frame. He calls him, hey, Sweet Britches. Got a real pretty face. And it's like, whoa.
I'm gonna hit back on that.
Yeah, it's like, oh boy. We're getting real boys' locker room here, huh?
Boys' locker room.
Boys' locker room, Jericho.
And then my eyes hurt because Edge comes out.
Oh, and yeah, I think they say that Edge and Maven are gonna strip Kurt Angle of his wig or strip Kurt Angle of his hair.
Yes.
And it was like, they're gonna do what to Kurt Angle?
They're gonna strip his hair.
They're gonna strip Kurt Angle?
Kurt Angle gets naked.
The thing we don't miss from our Many Loves hiatus, Edge blinding us.
Yeah, it's back.
It's back.
It's still bad. It's still bad.
Got Edge and Maven. Maven's got a kind of a Titantron where it starts off with like the Tough Enough logo dropping off of cinder blocks, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think that was in like the trailer.
Yeah,
in the promos.
Yeah. Christian and Kurt Angle are also there on the opposite side. This is a tag team match.
Taz loves Golden Shower.
Taz loves the Golden Shower of Christian's entrance.
Me.
Oh yeah, they do a recap. I think of like the earlier segment, but Maven's instrumental is just playing over it. And we're strictly instrumental at this point.
I think it's actually dubbed in.
It might be dubbed in
because it doesn't have the same instruments.
Yeah. Tori and Twist are just kind of watching.
They're just hanging out.
They're sitting on couches and watching it from like a normal angle, though.
I will reiterate my opinion of Maven isn't bad. It's just they really didn't give him the time he needs.
He was not ready for the angles he was put in. This feels like the most natural angle he's been put in because it's built off of something.
Built off the fact he's a bald man.
He's a bald guy, and he thinks he's proud of being bald.
Taz is upset about some of Maven's moves, and he thinks that Al Snow, that damn dirty Al Snow,
he taught him those cheap moves. Oh yeah, because he does like some sort of cheap trick, and Taz's like, I didn't teach him that. Must have been Al Snow. I like how you said that when Taz like, who taught him that? He's like, Al Snow. And then he goes, must have been Al Snow. Like,
Yeah, I told you. This match is all right.
This match is all right. You know, Kurt Angle's throwing his suplexes and everything. Maven's doing some good dropkick work.
Maven sells things, which is good.
Maven sells. You know, Edge and Christian are providing good bodies as well. They got good chemistry with everyone.
Maven pins Christian.
Maven pins Christian. Maven wins.
Yeah, go Maven.
Go Maven.
I'm happy he's taking bookings again. I like seeing Maven.
Oh yeah, Maven's taking bookings again, which is cool.
Why did I write just sponsored by E?
Oh, Panasonic E.
Oh yeah, E.
That's actually in the advertisement, like the ad reads, is the E. Was that just how they sold the Panasonic E?
God, early 2000s advertising was strange.
Strange and terrible.
It's Brother Devon and Bautista.
Excuse you, Reverend Devon. And
Reverend Devon.
Finally, the package is complete.
Yeah, he's got his theme song now.
He's got the new theme song. The full "Please Call My Name," the full gospel choir. Johnny had better fucking run, because he's gonna be getting solicitations for the rest of his life.
Oh my brother.
You better donate to the Devon Building Fund.
So he's facing Rikishi.
Rikishi.
And Devon calls out Rikishi for, what are you doing out here with all that ass?
No horny.
No horny. Does Rikishi make you horny?
I feel like, just in general, he is a horny creature. He was, as Johnny referred to him once, a slutty Yokozuna.
Kinda is. He like, he's a sumo, but he knows how to throw it back. And that's why I like Rikishi.
That's why I like Rikishi.
The tribal cheeks.
Devon, the tribal cheeks. Devon just looked very concerned when Rikishi came out.
Oh, no.
This match is fairly good. There's a great moment where, like, Rikishi's setting up for the stink face, and Devon's just kind of praying in the corner.
God, who out there in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Do not let that Samoan put his big fat ass in my face.
I do not wish to eat ass tonight. Oh, Lord. At one point,
I am honored to bring the food upon my table in your name, but that food is not his big sweaty ass.
Cole refers to Batista as an animal.
Damn it.
We're almost there. We're almost there, Cole. Don't worry. We get some nice little running shenanigans with Rico and Billy and Chuck. You know, belt shot. I think Devon gets the win after a belt shot from Rico.
Yes. What a shame. Batista beats him up afterwards.
Yeah.
Chavo is watching the internet.
Chavo is watching TV wrong, of course.
Yes.
But he's watching Eddie blast Austin with the beer bottle and cheering him on. He's like, "Yeah, Uncle Eddie."
That's when
so
mild-mannered reporter Shane Helms is on the case.
Gregory Helms, excuse me.
Gregory Helms.
No relation to Shane Helms. That guy's in a boy band.
You never know.
Yeah, true. They do a little bit of a silly segment about the hurricane and, you know, whether Shane's who's after the hurricane.
Hurricane?
I don't remember this letters gimmick being a thing.
I think this is like the first established, because he was a reporter previously, but I don't remember him getting like Riddler hints.
Unless that happened on like Heat or Velocity.
It said something like, "I'm not skinny, I'm not fat. I'm gonna punch you." that's the riddle.
What's up with that?
Exactly. And the biggest hint: beef jerky.
Beef jerky?
Beef jerky?
Yes, and Tess just going,
beef jerky?
Beef jerky?
Beef jerky? He says it like he's in a fucking video game.
Beef jerky?
Beef jerky?
Beef jerky?
And genuinely, I am curious as to who left Gregory Helms some beef jerky. I want to know Oh yeah, that's the hint. It was like, I'm not skinny, I'm not fat. I left you a clue, and the clue is the beef jerky.
You
and
want
it's
some
like,
beef jerky? I didn't eat all of it. It's not. I don't like this kind. It's teriyaki.
Beef jerky?
Who's sending a beef jerky? What is the? I want to know what happens next, but I don't want to look it up because I don't want spoilers.
I don't want to be spoiled by this beef jerky mystery.
Beef
I want to see how
jerky?
this pays off, or if it pays off at all. You never know.
Yes.
It's WWE. Payoffs aren't exactly a thing.
Payoffs are not guaranteed. Does Chavo like beef jerky?
I don't know. We get. Oh yeah, Triple H has an interview talking about how beat up he is and
Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell. And Lance Storm comes in and is just like, I don't remember what he does. He just says something just to set up Test Big booting Triple H in the face.
Big boot to the face. What?
Yeah. Oh man, he got to make out with Stacy Keibler. He beat Randy Orton in a match, and now he's kicking.
What a Chad.
He kicking Triple H in the face. What a Chad test is.
Velocity is now a show.
The Virgin Lance Storm and the Chad test. As we know, Lance Storm, master of the Virgin Stride.
Virgin Stride. Lance Storm.
Yes. Yeah, we got a Cruiserweight title match, Hurricane versus Chavo, where I wish I could appreciate this match more and be invested.
Oh yeah, I forgot. They also said something about Velocity and... Oh wait, there's a championship match on Velocity that is also a bra and panties match.
Yeah, Trish versus Story. So we're not demanding for Velocity to come out.
No, thank you.
This is not a release heat situation with Velocity.
I believe this is one of the first references about Taz getting Joey Numbers on it.
This might be the first reference to our boy Joey Numbers from
Joey
Red
Numbers.
Hook. Joey Numbers, love that guy. Sadly, beyond that, do you want to know what most of the commentary is about?
Beef jerky?
No, Hogan.
Oh.
Who admittedly has skin like beef jerky, but
He is my beef jerky.
Beef jerky?
Yeah, they just talk about Hogan throughout most of this match.
Oh yeah, they just talk about Hogan's retirement, yeah.
I'm like, talk about the match, you fucks.
Pay attention.
There's a match going on.
In the background.
Hurricane retains.
He did. I didn't even notice.
Because they were just talking about Hogan the whole time. And then we get the WWE Slam of the Week, Tim White's career ending.
Yeah, it's sponsored by Subway.
That's my Subway. Yeah, it's the Slam of the Week is the Tim White like slamming into the cell cage.
And they're like, oh yeah, he got really badly injured. Oh well.
And Michael Cole keeps calling him Timmy White, which is just insult to injury.
Timothy White.
Timmy.
Oh, little Timmy White. Oh,
Timmy White.
Oh, little Timmy White. He got injured in Hell in a Cell.
Oh, bless him. He's going to open up a pub.
He's going to open up a pub and blow his
shoot
brains out.
And shoot Josh Matthews in the face.
Oh, no.
He's going to kill himself multiple times. Times.
Oh.
That's what that joke was missing. We needed a silly Irish accent.
A small leprechaun talking about how Tim White's going to commit suicide.
Several times.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Yeah,
Where are my dogs?
Yes, where are your dogs? Chris Jericho versus Mark Henry, which is our main event match of Mark Henry just being a strong man and lifting Chris Jericho a lot and dropping him.
He didn't get anything that was too difficult for him, which is good.
Good.
Don't tell your big guy to do stuff he can't do. Then he looks like shit. Mark Henry looked fine over here.
Yeah, he just did strong man
and they
stuff.
just kept talking about how much Mark Henry sucked on commentary. They talked about like how he went away because he wasn't good at wrestling.
God damn.
And then he came back and now he's better. And it was just like, man, you guys treated Mark Henry like shit for years.
My God, You were really trying to get him to
You better be
quit.
lucky you were the only fucking game in town, because if I were Mark Henry, I would probably go to McMahon's office and then hold him over my head like he's a small child.
Yeah.
And then just go, yeah, keep talking shit about me.
Well, because didn't they give him like a ridiculously like huge
They gave him
contract?
a huge contract, and then they found out, oh wait, we got to train him, and also he's out of shape.
He's not good, and he's out of shape. And so they were just trying desperately to get him to quit.
By pretty much making him do stupid shit.
And he just stuck with it.
He didn't care. He was getting paid.
He was getting paid shitloads. So you know what? Good for Mark Henry.
Mark Henry, keep that bag. You gotta head down, go for it.
Hogan, like Taz starts talking about how like Hogan merch is now going to be really big now that like it's gonna
be the new Beanie Babies
because Hogan's retiring, that's great actually. I love that.
Jericho gets busted open. I kind of forgot the ending.
I feel like I forgot the ending too. I feel like Jericho won in some chicanery way. I don't know.
He won with chicanery.
Yeah. But
we're just going to say that's the truth. We're just
all we know is that Jericho was just fucking like gushing towards the end because he also got his wound reopened.
And now for a round 20 minutes of Hulk Hogan.
Oh my god. It was more like 16 or 15, but Jesus Christ.
Well, I heard an entrance.
I forgot to set my VCR again.
Where's that clip of Taz saying beef jerky?
Beef jerky?
There it is. Now I feel better.
You'd think after months of hiatus, I would have gone down and bought a VCR.
Where do you even get a VCR nowadays?
There might be some on Amazon.
So, this is a weird promo where it's like half shoot and half not shoot, and he doxes himself on live TV.
Yes.
I'm Terry Bollea.
My parents are Peter and Ruth Bollea.
And my dad died.
Yeah, he talks about his dad dying of like his 6th stroke.
And he had 19 strokes.
And I had some stroke in the back.
I always stroke in the back, brother. Anyway, about my dead dad, brother.
He also says the WWF, which to be fair, I think he was saying his dad was saying go back to the WWF.
His dad was watching WWF in his hospital bed and told Hulk Hogan, "You gotta go back, dude. I'm also Hulk Hogan."
I would love it if he had said WWE in the promo, so it's like
I lived long enough for them to get the F out.
No, it's like he says go back to WWE in like 2001, December 2001.
Yeah.
Because he says that his death happened around Christmas time. It happened on the 18th.
And then, yeah, Hulk Hogan talks about how he's going to retire and he'll never wrestle again. And then...
God, he really should have.
Wouldn't have this been the perfect time for him to retire? Like...
After the Rock match,
no more sad grandpa turret punches, no more obliterating your butt cheeks and lower spine.
You could have found a job working.
You looked mostly like how people remember you for the most part.
You could have found solid work.
Just hang up your boots and be a road agent, man. Or
be a road agent.
Even be a personality. That'd be good. And then Vince comes out and says, "You can't retire ever." It's just like, your contract has been...
milk you till you're dry.
Your contract's been extended. I'm gonna milk you till you're dry. The only way you're gonna get out of a WWE contract is when you're rotting in a fucking oak casket in the ground. You're gonna be in every WrestleMania. You're gonna wrestle every event, and there's nothing you could do about it. And then I just said in my Hulk Hogan voice, "I'm forming a union, brother."
What?
Oh, get out, you're fired.
Get out. But yeah, this fucking segment is long and boring, and eventually ends with Hogan just saying, "Okay, fine, I'm not retiring."
Fine, I'm not retiring because I want to punch Vince McMahon in the balls. And then Undertaker comes out. And
that SmackDown ends on a bit of a wet fart.
Yeah, the promo might have
Otherwise,
been
a
good.
show.
It's just it took too long, because of course it did.
Yeah.
Sign of the year, show me dumpers.
Sign of the week, yeah. Show me number.
Thirst
Sign of
count
the year,
4.
4 puppies to 5 pigeons.
Yeah, pigeons
for my
wins.
count. The Taz wins this one. Better show, I would say, goes to SmackDown.
Yeah,
Because it had a lot of really good matches and a lot of
it did.
entertainment
It had
value.
good matches, and there was only one lull. I feel like you could watch about 1 minute and 10 or 1 hour and 10 minutes of this SmackDown and be really happy.
Yeah. For the MVP, I'm going with, of course, Kurt Angle.
Of course, he's not bald.
And he's not bald. And Tess will be getting underrated.
All
but
right.
I would say it was a fucking contest.
It was a fucking contest because there were a lot of very good people who are usually underutilized. Like I was thinking RVD, Raven,
Lance Storm,
Maven. I would have given it to Lance Storm, but Mega Fighter likes Test, and he is Mr. Underrated. So
Test also just did a really good he did a bunch of good stuff on this show.
yeah, he did a little bit of everything.
Yeah. For the Y segment, I'm gonna say Hulk Hogan's pseudo retirement.
For my Y segment, the rapey Paul Heyman.
That was a close second for me.
I didn't like that. That was bad.
Overall, though, this week was not horrible. This was
God, I'm happy we came back on something that was at least entertaining.
Yeah.
If this was boring, I would have regretted my decisions to be here.
If this was any worse, I feel like it would be like, oh God, we're gonna have to go back to this. But it's like, this was not a bad post-show week.
Yeah, agreed. This was fine. There was nothing. There were things wrong with it, but they weren't deal breakers, I guess is the thing I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah. There was no big deal breakers here. There was no little people jumping out of cabinets to harass Stacy Keibler.
That was amazing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, so if you want to know about that story, you can go check back at our previous episode.
We back, bitches.
We are back. We are back to
and
more
uploading semi-regularly.
Yeah.
With no firm commitments because life.
Because life.
But we'll do these often enough that they feel like they come out occasionally.
You can find us at WRASSLEBOYS.
At WRASSLEBOYS on Twitter, on Spotify as WRASSLEBOYS. I switched it back to WRASSLEBOYS.
You can find his YouTube, which is
I just put shit posts on there. It's fine.
You just put stuff on there. We got our website, WRASSLEBOYSPod.wordpress.com.
Yeah, he's doing season 2 of NXT.
I have finished season 1, my fantasy booking of season 1 of NXT, and I've now been taking notes for season 2. I really should get back to that at some point.
The thing I asked for half jokingly, and he decided to do it.
Yeah. So what do we say when we end off these episodes of WRASSLEBOYS, though? What do we say?
It has to be something. It has to be something that people will remember.
Beef jerky?